Welcome back to Arise Prime Time, where we offer perspectives on the news and talking points of the day. I'm Charles Aniegolu. Now, beyond the lingering legal challenges, the National Assembly elections are obviously over, and now the big race for the presidency of the Senate is underway, moving at full tilt and at an accelerating pace. Historically, the battle for the job is fierce, typically driving a wedge through the chamber, with ambition morphing into furious competition and eventually frustration for those who fail to make the grade. While the incumbent Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, seems determined to hold on to his job, he's facing stiff competition from several others, not least the former governor of Akpabio State, Godswill Akpabio. Well, now a group known as the South-South Solidarity Group for Senate President 2023 has come out to support Senator Akpabio, arguing that the post should be zoned to the South-South region. So, in the face of stiff competition put up by the likes of the incumbent Ahmed Lawan, as well as Ojuz Okalu and Adams Oshimole, to mention just three, what are his chances? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by Joseph Wayas Jr., son of a former Senate President and leading member of the South-South Solidarity Group for Senate President 2023. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
So tell us why you think Senator Akpabio should be the next Senate President.
Well, first and foremost, let me introduce our group. We are the South-South Solidarity Group.
I thought I just said so.
We are, well, it would be good if I confirm that.
Sure, go ahead.
We are a coalition of different groups, different associations, different interests. Of course, this is just the end of the wild political season, and
I like that.
and many of us have chosen different areas to concentrate our efforts. We, most notably, for example, one of the groups that have joined us together on this coalition, this Rainbow Coalition, is New Era. New Era happens to be the foremost South-South political group, made up of the who's who in Nigeria. There's nobody.
Yes, I saw the list.
Yes, there's nobody of any note that is not there. And even national leaders, not just leaders from the South-South, we have championed the cause of Asiwaju to emerge as the president-elect. First of all, of course, the party bearer. And also, I was a national director on Tinubu Vanguard. That was the Primos support group. We started our work 3 years ago,
right?
At least a year before everyone else did.
Okay.
And we are in every nook and cranny of Nigeria.
Well, that gives us a sort of, in a nutshell, an idea of your organization, and thank you for setting that out. But what's your assessment of Senator Akpabio and why he should be the next Senate President?
Well, first and foremost, I think that it will be selfish of us if we don't first mention that the Senate presidency of Nigeria, which is the third most highest and most important of all the political posts that we can think of, leadership and political posts we can think of, should be zoned and based on the principle of fairness, on the principle of equity, and on the principle of justice.
Kind of like the way that the APC that you support zoned the presidency on the principles of equity to the place where many people were agitating that it should have gone, which is the southeast.
Well, no, APC did not zone it to the southeast.
I'm kind of saying that tongue-in-cheek, because you're talking about equity, because it now concerns what you want to achieve.
Well, you see, the thing about the democracy is that the minority will have their say, but the majority will have their way. The Nigerians, as a people, agree fundamentally with the principle of zoning, agree with fundamentally with the principle of rotation. So we are saying that with those founding precepts that Nigerians already believe, the Senate presidency, having stayed in the North for 2 terms now, should be rotated back to the South. And we think that if the party leaders wisely make that choice,
right,
then it's about looking at the different zones in the South which should be considered favorably.
Right. Well, let me make this point, okay? And because the APC, which you support, has defied all the conventions of what would normally support such an argument. I mean, it had a Muslim ticket, which throws that part of the fairness, a sort of equitable arrangement into the wind. It failed to zone the presidential or vice presidential ticket to the Southeast in the spirit of equity, justice, and fairness. And in those instances, Senator Akpabio did not come out to oppose those moves. So why should there now be consideration for him and his zone in the interest of fairness? Why not just do it the way that you've always done it, which is, well, the way that you claim you're doing it, which is on merit?
You know, Charles, anybody that listens to you, you know, the European accent, the British accent, may get a different feeling about who you really are, because you sound just like a Nigerian here, very pessimistic.
But I am Nigerian.
Very, very pessimistic,
I mean, I've
Charles.
got news for you, mate. I am Nigerian, and I'm proud of it.
I think in life there are exceptions and there are exigencies.
Yeah.
The fact is that it was a democratic exercise. Everyone chipped in and gave whatever was there. And yes, there's always exception to the rule. We know that even when Abiola ran in 1992, I think it was, that he ran on a Muslim ticket.
Yes, he did.
And as much as we tried to apply the principles of rotation and federal character and all that, Abiola was just a different kind of candidate.
He was.
And you have that in the same mold of Asiwaju.
Well,
why should he not benefit?
That. A lot of people would dispute that.
Well, we are benefiting from his hard work. We are benefiting from his sacrifice. We are benefiting from all the investments that he has made.
Anyway, the argument, the discussion here isn't about us.
Yes.
It's about Akpabio.
Yes.
I mean, and you know, your time
Well,
is
you started
ticking.
it.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to see why it should be zoned for his benefit, Akpabio's benefit, because the argument is being made that the Senate president should be zoned to the Southeast. And I'm not saying this from any Nigerian. I'm just following the arguments that are being made as a way of pacifying the people from that region who missed out on the presidential ticket in both the APC and the PDP at a time when there was a sound argument, kind of the argument that you're making now for the South-South, a sound argument for the ticket to go to the Southeast.
Actually, charity should begin at home. This coalition comprised of a group of people from different spheres, different interests, etc. And we agreed on one thing. Akpabio is from Akwa Ibom. I'm from Cross River. We can finally get together and agree on one thing. That this is an opportunity for a people to have a voice and be heard in the highest of the spheres of power and where decisions in this country is made. I don't think it's being hypocritical. Rather, Akpabio rather unselfishly stepped out of the race for the larger good. You know, I was told, and I'm sure that you would remember this when you were in England, you go to a restaurant, there are too many choices, you don't know what you want to eat again. But if the proprietor limits the choices of food that's on the menu, it's much easier for you to decide.
That is true.
Particularly with your group. Akpabio has set the pace running by sacrificing his personal ambition. He was in the race to be president, but it was clear. He read the signs, he read the language, and he decided that he will give up his own right, his own ambition for the progress of this nation. It so happened that Tinubu is a Muslim, but he's not first a Muslim, as well as Akpabio isn't first a Christian. We're both wearing suits today, but that doesn't define who we
that's
are.
a good point. But there seems to be a bigger argument for zoning to be on the basis of religion, given that the president-elect is a Muslim, the vice president-elect is a Muslim, the chairman of the APC is a Muslim.
We're in a democracy, not a theocracy. The religion people have may be good for them, may be good for their values and their personal self. But we are talking about a picture that is holistic now. It so happens that the Senate presidency, we believe, we've only had this once. The Southeast.
That was your father.
Well, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, Joseph Wayas was the Senate president in the early 1980s.
Yes.
And he was from the South-South. And you feel that it's the turn of the South-South now?
It is the turn of the South-South. Everybody agrees. Everybody's on the same page in this. The South-South have only had this once. The Southeast has more than any other group. From the North to different segments of the South, they have had this more than any other group. Eight Senate presidents have been of Southeast extraction. And today we're looking at a situation where, even though we know that the current Senate president has been re-elected back, and of course people are saying back to the Senate, he may be interested in going back. But we said for fairness, for equity, to remember the South-South, particularly when, in this particular case, Akpabio showed that he is a faithful party man.
Right. But if the decision, I apologize for interrupting you, but if the decision was to be made on merit, what's your assessment of the competition that he faces for the job? Because, I mean, he's ranged against the likes of Ojus Okalu from the southeast, Ibrahim Jibrin from the northwest, the incumbent Ahmed Lawan of Yobe State, Adams Oshimole of Edo State. In fact, there's big competition because Adams Oshimole is seen as also from...
He's not a ranking senator.
From the south-south.
He's not a ranking senator.
Abdulaziz Yari of Zamfara State, David Omahi of Ebonyi State. I mean, these are the people who've expressed interest.
If you're picking a team for the Olympics, you're not picking average athletes. You're picking the best that a country has to offer. It should make sense that the best of what we have to offer as leaders, as politicians, as senators, are there, wishing, hoping to be the next Senate president. But you must agree with me that Akpabio stands tall above all of them all.
Yeah, but it's not just merit, is it? I mean,
No, but you asked about merit. You said based on merit.
Yeah, but if it's not zoning, I mean, do you think, I'm just looking at the way that they might pick this, and you may know this better than I do. Will it be the APC party leadership? Will it be the lawmakers who will vote for the next leader irrespective of external influence, or will it be the president-elect, Bola Tinubu, who will anoint whoever he feels comfortable working with? And some people have suggested that he seems to work well with Adams Oshimole.
Well, to begin with, it's not a post you can inherit, and the days of entitlement and political sharing of power or position to those you love, I think those days are numbered, if not already gone.
Well, in that case, let him put his credentials to the members of the Senate and they'll vote and choose whoever they want.
And that's our work here.
Yeah.
We're doing this work gladly. We're doing this work patriotically. We're doing this work for free, because we believe that we can influence the influencers.
Right.
We believe that when we get the shout out there, it's already in the minds of people that the best man for the job should be Akpabio. It's already in the minds of people. I'm sure it's already in your mind. Well, at least I hope it's already in your mind.
That's a presumption.
But Akpabio, he has been tested. He has the credentials. He has the capacity. There's no political actor today with his record. None. There's none.
Well, I wish you the very best in that quest, and do come back and talk to us again as the campaign progresses. Joseph Wayas Jr. is a son of a former Senate President and leading member of the South-South Solidarity Group for Senate President 2023. Thank you very much indeed.
I want to thank you once again for having me on.